Good morning. Hey, Ronnie, Joshua, Callum, Paxton, Cinderella, P. Court, Steven, Sean, Bobo, Dragon Man, Bobby Orr, Widow Puppy, Tammy, Bogdan, P. Court, Jason. Good morning. Audio visual, check please. Yep, P. Court, that's the theme. Hey, y'all. Perfect. Awesome. We will get started in about 3 minutes. Hey, Brian, am I tired? No, I'm just stretching. I'm really fired up about today. We moved this weekend and I am super sore. Oh gosh, no stand up, no singing, no singing. I actually like y'all. I would not sing to y'all. All right, let's go to ES. If you're interested in my chart setup, here we go. I used the 50 and 200 simple moving average, the 8 and 21 exponential moving average. Yellow candles are my inside bars. CM Ultimate RSI time frame for my RSI. Red is overbought, green is oversold, and the TTM squeeze, Thinkorswim default. Oh, good night to you, Graham. Buenos noches. All right. So I'm going to clear the chart setup and we're going to get started. Good morning, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We also offer another service, the Swing Report, and that's what I do on the weekends with my extra time as I work on picking names with our team for the upcoming few weeks. And then we also look at the overall market. So I'll show you some of the things I actually went over this weekend in the Swing Report and what I'm looking at. So thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Congrats to the winners on Friday. We gave away an annual membership. Our thumbnail this morning showed that giveaway for Friday, June 18th, but of course that is soon. That has passed. So right now, ES actually has a healthier bounce than what I was anticipating. We have a double top here, 417750 and 4178. Your next resistance on the shorter term time frames is 417350, 417475, support 416550, and we have a little short term one in here, 416050. So right now we have RTYs bouncing the hardest. That's the Russell, IWM, and then Dow. And then we have ES, and then NASDAQ is the weakest. We had, I forget his name, maybe I'm wanting to forget it, but it was actually Bullard. Friday, he talked about inflation. He went off the rails on inflation concerns. He's part of the FOMC. So even though Powell had a scripted message Wednesday, Friday, he somewhat derailed the market. But those are all macro issues. We don't need to understand or even know about those. We can just look at the chart. And the charts are due for some consolidation. So let's look at larger term time frames. That's your resistance and support here. So I'm going to delete this. ES on the hourly, this could be a bull flag. And all of this is happening, these beautiful bounces, because Dixie has a potential hourly bear flag. It's pulling back. So the dollar went wild last week, and that's what really impacted the market. And my little simpleton brain, the way that I try to comprehend how the dollar impacts everything, if you're Amazon and your earnings guidance is you have to hit $1 billion in revenue. The stronger the dollar is, the more dollars you have to collect. It's because to meet those earnings expectations. Okay, again, I told you it's simpleton brain over here. So basically, strong dollar can impact the market negatively. It can definitely impact gold negatively, which it has. So right now, Dixie is a potential hourly bear flag, and that's our story of the day. What's our story of the day? We need the dollar to continue consolidating in order for the market to continue its bounce. On larger term time frames, something we covered as part of the swing report over and over last year. If we look here at the RTY pre-COVID, this was our canary in the coal mine. Forget that you even know what happened here. Let's pretend like we don't even know what happened. We were unable to make a new all-time high on RTY when every other sector was making a new all-time high. So that was, let's go to ES on the weekly back here. So last February 2020, SPY is making a new all-time high, ES. IWM is making a lower high. There were some bearish divergent notes in RTY that we really needed to see in order to see that this could potentially happen. Well, it just happened again. So I'm watching it. It doesn't mean the RTY bulls can't come up on the weekly and make a new all-time high. We are squeezing. They absolutely can. And we break to the upside, we could get some nice explosion to the upside. We've got an Instapot cooking right here. But as of now, we have a lower high on the weekly when ES was able to make a new all-time high. So now we have some bearish divergence in RTY. And when we are trading, I can't tell you how amazing it is to get to trade in a room with Dan the Man every day. It's awesome. He notices divergence. He calls them correlations, but it's the same thing. He will look for XLF to be weak when QQQ is bouncing and vice versa. He's just constantly watching these moving pieces. Okay, this one's up, this one is up, and this one is down. So I expect that to affect QQQ. Constantly looking, and what he's looking for is divergences, and then he's trading those and capitalizing on those. And that's what I'm seeing is the overarching theme for me for the next few weeks is RTY unable to make a new all-time high, and are we going to roll over? If we lose 211260, that would be a big bear sign for me. So I'm starting at the 50,000 foot level, but I don't know another way to set the tone for the week. So Bitcoin isn't dead yet, but it's not looking good, is it? So what the bears would have loved to have seen is this type of head and shoulders pattern. Well, we got a new all-time high, so we negated the head and shoulders, but we have other names within these tech sectors that have potential daily head and shoulders setups like Facebook. So let me go back to NASDAQ. I'm getting off track. So we've broken those supports. Let me give you your next resistance, 1412675, and then up at 14189. Your supports, we've just lost those short-term supports. So the next one that you have is down at 1398375. This is a pretty big pullback. So when we have these pullbacks, we like those shallow ones where they could be tiny bull flags, even though this is not the ultimate place for a bull flag, but you don't want to see these larger in-depth pullbacks, because then when you bounce, you're looking for a lower high relative to 1412675. Dow, we have an hourly inside bar holding up a little bit better. NASDAQ's pulling back a little harder than Dow. And your hourly inside bar that's forming, so we had an inside bar, we broke bull. Now we have another inside bar. We're within the range of the prior candle. We have 24 minutes for it to close to actually be a locked-in inside bar. Resistance 33377, support 33289, and then 33,000. RTY, we have a large range here, holding up a little better than NASDAQ. So 224890, let's call it 2250 resistance, and then 223680 support. So this looks a little better than NASDAQ. You see how the NASDAQ, let me clear all that out. See how the NASDAQ is pulling back pretty hard? And then you look at RTY, holding up nicely, YM holding up nicely, ES holding up nicely. But ES cannot disregard NQ, QQQ because it's so heavily weighted in SPY it impacts it so much. The Dow can go crazy, the RTY can go crazy to the upside, but if NASDAQ continues to be weak, it will pull on ES. Gold's giving back a lot. So we have resistance at 1784.70, 1784.80, 1785.90, support 1773.60, and then 1766. So if you're not a member of TCG, let me show you what you're missing. So over here, sorry. Here in commodities channel, and these are just my favorite. We have a lot more, but we have Jungle Funk. He's going over all of the different commodities in detail. He goes over fibs, resistances, support, and what we're looking for. And he's pointing out that we've hit the golden pocket. That's the fib turn for about a 65% retrace on any specific chart. So he goes over it in great detail. So if you're a TCG member and you are not checking out the commodities channel, you're really missing out. I would suggest you go look at it. He really gives some great insight as to what is going on. And I should also say this is a very slow news day. So earnings start picking up in 2 weeks around July 15th. So usually the second week of the month after the quarter. So our second quarter of April 1 to June 30th, the first round to report is typically financials, and it starts around July 15th. The first tech company to report is always Netflix, which is usually the third week of July. So we're ramping up into a huge earnings season, and it could really impact what these larger markets are doing and whether they hold up or they continue this rollover that they started at the end of last week. Oil resistance is 71.56, 71.72, and 72.03. Every time the bears attempt to take over oil, we have this big bull volume that starts pouring in, and then the bulls say not so fast. Your key support is 71.01. We're just losing the 71.25. We're at 71.19 now. So after 71.01, 69.87 is your next support on oil. Bitcoin is a Walmart fall apart this morning. Had some bad news. Don't even know what it is. Really don't care. Not that I don't care about crypto, but I just don't need to know the news to trade it. $30,000 is the obvious line in the sand with this heavy volume brokerage, Coinbase. So you can look up at Bitcoin, USD, Bitstamp, Bitfinex, Binance, all of these different brokerages. We use Coinbase primarily because it has a lot of volume and tells us a lot. So $30,000 is that key support. If it breaks 30,000, your next support is down at 29,156. Dan is emphasizing in the crypto room, you got to have a trading plan. What's your plan? If it flushes 30,000, are you going to buy that dip, or are you going to hold your Bitcoin? What are you going to do? So have a plan. I'm just noticing this megaphone here. Okay, Ethereum is weaker than Bitcoin at the moment. 1728 is that daily line in the sand, and then 1545.77. We are coming up on the 200 MA on Ethereum. It'll be interesting to see how price reacts. But look at these EMAs. I don't talk enough about SOTIMA, slope of the EMA, SOTIMA. When it's pointed down like this, that's some velocity to the downside. And same thing to the upside. You see that slope of the EMA, that SOTIMA pointing up, very, very bullish. Well, we have the opposite happening right now. We are not oversold on the daily. So if we were to hit below 1728, start heading toward 1545, we could possibly get to daily oversold. Apple has a daily inside bar Friday. That key resistance is 131.51 and then 130.24. Okay. I'm just reading the room, making sure Jason and Dragon Man take care of that. So if I need to see something, they will tag me. Support 130.18, 130.15, and we have key resistance at 130.89, 131.19, and 131.30. That is messed up. Drives me crazy when these magnets aren't clicking. There you go. 131.30. So the ultimate thing for me as a day trader is for Apple to get another inside bar. I don't know if it can stay within this $1.30 range that it had Friday, but I would love for it to tighten up a little bit more and then tomorrow open up within that range and let me get a day trade to the upside or downside. Would love, absolutely love that trade. Apple is a huge component of QQQ technology, and so is Microsoft. And this chart is not bearish. This is a beautiful chart, actually. This is the type pattern that I like to see. We have the EMAs pointing up. We're above the 50 days. So if we were to come back and hit the 50 MA around 129 or even the 21 EMA and have mean reversion, I would still like this Apple chart. So this chart isn't broken. And QQQ needs Apple and Microsoft to fall apart in order for the market to go down. And look at this chart. This is beautiful. This is one of our swing report names from a few weeks ago, and it's just a beautiful chart. AMC. AMC, you're always doing that to me. Lots of volatility, lots of volume this morning. Resistance 62.63 and 64.96. I was studying this chart this morning thinking how dirty. It was just so dirty what it did here. So we break this key 64.71 that everyone's looking at this level from Mars. You can see this level from Mars. Such an obvious resistance. And we just slipped past it by 25 cents and then pulled back. This was a dirty, let's stop everybody out. All the shorts that were shorting 64.71, stop them out by 25 cents and then reverse it back to the downside. Dirty. So key resistance 62.63, 63.95, and let's just call it $65. $65 is a level from Mars everyone will be watching. So if it comes up and hits 65, I would give it even a few more pennies wiggle room for a potential short. Support at. And don't be pig-headed with these names. Be quick to recognize when you're wrong and get out. You can just get back in. If you're not an American, re-entry is a commission away. And if you are American, it's free. So, not American, but in the US. So, with AMC, with GameStop, with Clove, Torch, any of these names, accept being wrong faster because it will be painful if you stay in a losing trade longer than you should, more painful than something like Amazon. Support 60.90, 60.50, and then 58.88. I need to just take a quick break and go over what I wanted to go over today as far as concepts, trading concepts. This is just something I typed out quickly. This isn't my specific setup checklist, but let's say I'm looking to go long on Amazon. I like Amazon to the long side. Again, today it's Amazon Prime Day in case you didn't know. Great deals on Amazon, by the way, on their website for clothes and the like and technology. But so if I were looking to go long on something, I would say, okay, is support nearby? Let's say I want it within 1%. Yes. The hourly, is it squeezing? Yes. Go over your checklist before you enter a trade. Write down your checklist for your specific name you're looking at. Write it down. Yes, yes, yes. So remember, we're always looking for data. When we are trading, we only have this data to look at, historical data. And as the market gives us new data in this blank space over here, then we factor that new data into our trade plan. So what would it hurt for you to take 1 minute and do a checklist? It wouldn't hurt at all. Actually, you get 1 more minute's worth of data in that trade and then check off your checklist. And if there's something that's not aligned or congruent with the long thesis, throw that trade idea away. So make a checklist. My other tip of the day is, this is actually my list from I think Thursday or Friday. This is my day focus, my notepad. I keep this up on one of my screens out the corner of my eye, and I'm looking at what's market internals, what's advanced decliners. I like ADNDD. It's like a cumulative for ADD on ADHD on Thinkorswim. I'm looking at 5-minute inside bars and say, okay, if the market is long, this wasn't Fridays, this had to be Thursdays, but anyway, if the market looks good and bullish, then I'm only looking at my longs. If the market's weak, I'm only looking at my shorts. And I keep this, and it's a focus, and this keeps me from having cognitive dissonance, where not doing what I know to do. I look at all of these names with you. I'm constantly processing the data that's provided in the chat room. And as soon as I close down this show, we could have new data show up, and then my plan changes. So I'm constantly revising this plan until we get to open, and I say, okay, this is the locked in plan. And if the market is bullish, I'm going to go with my longs and vice versa. And it keeps me focused. Then I'm not diverging from what I know to do. Okay. ADHD crew, ain't it true? So right now AMC has some nice 15-minute inside bars going on. So AMC, again, just please be careful with this name. Amazon, I like to the long side. It had some type of upgrade this morning in combination with Prime Day. I like it long. I would love to bottom fish 34.75 or 34.73 area on a pullback. And if the market starts pulling back hard, I'm going to have to quickly accept that I'm wrong on the long idea and get out of it. So shopping Amazon were my longs last week, and I will still be really focused on those names this week until things change. So Caterpillar, this one, that's not what I wanted to do. So 211 and 211.81 are your resistances. So Caterpillar was such a bullish move when everyone was scared of inflation. They piled into industrials who tend to do better in a high inflation environment. Then people said, okay, I'm not scared of inflation anymore. But did Bullard change things on Friday? We don't know, but this one is pretty beat up. Daily RSI is 21. We are looking for this oversold bounce to get going. A lot of us traded this Friday. This was one of my King of the Mountain trades on Friday. I had some calls at 34 cents and I was selling them up at $2 on Friday. Those 210 calls that I talked to you about. Beautiful move up, sold, and we pulled back the rest of Friday when the market got weak. So anything over, let's call it 212, give it 19 cents wiggle room, is an hourly trend change, and that could get that oversold bounce going. I have a swing cat position. I have called debit spreads, and I also have some commons. So I like cat to the long side. This is a trade I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Dan has been pointing out in the room. It's one trade he's watching as well. And then Facebook, John's charts. This was his trade idea, that we have a potential head and shoulders on, basically it's a megaphone. Overall, on any type pop up, I am looking for an hourly top fish on Facebook. I would love to short around 333 if the market is weak. This was a pretty heavy pullback on Friday when other names were holding up a lot better. So Facebook is one of the names I would be looking to the short side if the market is weak today. And I was getting these resistances on the 15-minute time frame right here, 332.99. Your next resistance after that, 333.94, and then up at 336. Over 334, this thesis is wrong and it gets thrown out the door. So 333 would be my first attempt at a short of Facebook. So I would go over here and let's update my list while we're talking. Facebook. So I know I want Wish long, Facebook short. Okay, so here's my focus list of the day. So I have that list out the corner of my eye, and that's what I focus on the day. Key supports 329.95, 329.66, and then 329 Peloton. I also like to the short side. So then I'd come over here, Peloton short. Dan will get started in 10 minutes TCG, or so I probably need to go a little bit faster. So Peloton, I would like to short 109.44, then over 110.20, I'm wrong. So a pop up in the 110.20, and then if the market would start to roll over, that'd be a perfect area for me to short Torch. Torch has insane volume this morning, insane. So we have a new, is this a new all-time high for this name? Yeah, we have a new all-time high. I like Torch to the long side because blue sky breakouts, we can go a lot farther north. Why? Because we have no bag holders overhead. So let me clear this out because all of those are negated. So 923 is your resistance, and then 1020 support. 835, you have a double bottom. So if you would come down to 829, you'd still be over the 15-minute 21 EMA. So I'd be willing to go long to around, let's say, 825 on Torch. I like Torch to the long side. So let me go update over here. And I will also whittle this list down for myself. That's too many names. I don't like any more than 6 names on my focus list for the day. Wish. Dan has been calling this out, and beyond Dan, I see it all over Twitter. I saw it on Stock Twits this morning. So Lots of hype around this name and this daily EQ. But do you see why Wish is not as pretty as Torch? Torch is in blue sky territory. Wish is not. But we did have some nice volume last week. We have this beautiful EQ. Love to use this. So higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. And now we need to get over 1254 to break this daily EQ to the bullish side. And then bears will be looking to pile back in around up here $13.50, $14 because they're looking for that weekly. They're looking for a lower high relative to $15. QQQ. Let's get you some levels. QQQ has dividend tomorrow. I think it's like $1.79. So when we wake up tomorrow, QQQ is going to be red and we're going to be like, what the heck happened? It was a dividend. So that's per the NASDAQ website. It is not confirmed. We typically see it on TradingView. It is not on TradingView. So please confirm that on your own if you're going to make a trade based on it. But watch your QQQ premiums. Today they will be messed up your dividend because of the dividend. So key resistance 343.97, 344.24, support 341.02, and then 338.69. So of my shorts that I've put on here so far, I'm telling you QQQ is weaker this morning so far. So what idea stands out the most to me on to the short side is Facebook. Facebook short because QQQ is weak. Because QQQ made a lower low, broke the low of Friday in pre-market. So let's give you, I'm using SPX 500 USD because we had the dividend on Friday. So your key resistances, 4185, 4186, 4189, support 417790 and 417760. This was some decent volume coming in overnight. That's interesting. So on the hourly, there was one more thing I wanted to show y'all, and I can't remember. So overall, SPY is holding up nicely. We just need QQQ to participate. We need it to participate. All right, let's see if I can do I have time to answer one question? Disca. Okay, Tilray, gotcha. Thank you, Dragon Man. Okay. Man, Tilray is so weak. We are looking for a higher low compared to 1341 because that's a kind of a big area. Bull's got enough of a pop here to get that higher low on 1341. 4 hours oversold, and that's typically where we look for that higher low to be set. I like this to the long side because I can't go short down here. Look how beat down it is. I can't go short, but that doesn't necessarily mean I need to go long, but short would definitely be off the table for me on Tilray. Doesn't mean it couldn't work perfectly. That is just not my wheelhouse. 1667, 1616, we broke some of those supports this morning. What's your support? The 1655 is when the brokers opened. I don't know if I trust that. So down to 1650, I'd be willing to buy a long on Tilray if that's the way you're looking, Widow. But we need the market to cooperate in order for any bounce on Tilray to get going. Yeah, this one's pretty beat up. I like that the 4 hours oversold, but on the 15-minute, we're not oversold, and extended hours are the 5-minute. So we would need to get a really good flush going. Your next level below 16, what was that, 1655? Is 1616. Y'all have a great day as well. All right, let's go over Roku, and then I'll be done, and I got to go listen to Charting Man Dan. He'll be live in 4 minutes. So Roku had a bullish day. They had bullish news talking about their subscriptions. So 371 is your resistance and 362.58. This hourly chart looks very healthy. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Now we need to get over the high of Friday in order to confirm this move up for a 4-hour trend change. I like Roku. All right, that's it for me. Thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate the support. If you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be nice as well. And